Hello, 6th hour math. Instead of doing Desmos like normal, you're going to be doing an Edpuzzle that I've taken the Desmos and converted it into Notability, and you'll be answering the questions in Edpuzzle, and then you'll be able to see if you're right or not. And I think it'll work. But just in case, I have placed or will place in Schoology the like a Notability copy that you can download and do, and then come back and watch for the answers if you need to. But you should be able to do the work in Notability if you need to, because there's not scratch paper in Edpuzzle. And then continue watching, listening to this, and you'll be able to complete the task as I'm teaching the lesson, and then go into your practice. Okay. I will be checking to see who actually watched this, so please make sure you watch until the very end of it.
All right, 6th graders, for this modified Desmos 6.6.09 product sums and differences lesson, I'm going to walk you through. My expectation is you're following along, watching the video, seeing how to do it, and then practicing the problems on your own also. Please make sure you watch till the very end of the video when it stops. All right, so on the activity card, the example, what we're really taking a look at here today is what is called the distributive property, okay? Desmos likes to call it based on products and sums, and we'll actually throw in differences here in a second. This piece is no different than what we worked on Monday and Tuesday. When I go to look at this, I need to make sure that I would know to find the area of this, which remember is this space here, and really is base times height, or if you want to call it length times width, they're both equal to area, okay? So what I need to do is first write down for the product piece of it, my length, and then my width or base and height. And that's what they've done right here. So x plus 6 is my, what I like to call my base, and I'm multiplying it by 3, my height, okay, my height of 3. Now, we've got the parentheses to separate it. The number 3 right next to the parentheses, remember we've talked about it before, means that we are multiplying. When they talk about a sum, that means they want to take out this multiplication problem right here. Now, to do that, we get to do what I call the distributive property, or what is called the distributive property, or some people will also call it the rainbow. So what we are going to do is we're going to distribute that 3 throughout x plus 6. So I know that this will be 3 times x, and then 3 times x is 3x. That's how we got that here. And then I'm going to distribute the 3 to this. So it's 2 multiplication problems, and 3 times 6 is 18. That is how I got that. The plus sign stays the same, so I just move that down here. That is how you get the sum of it. So these 2 problems are actually the exact same problem. This problem is actually a little bit more simplified. So that's what they're looking for you to do today. And in fact, they're going to make it a little bit harder after a while, and they're going to have you do it in reverse. So let's go down and take a look at our next one. For our next problem, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to find the base. I think it's important to just go through right away and put in that plus sign, because when I'm looking for the area, remember I'm looking for the entire thing. So it's both of those rectangles put together. So it is x plus 2, which is what I want. And let's do blue for this one. So x plus 2, and I'm going to write it a little bit further over, and you'll see why. That would be my base. Now my height is going to be this 3 here. So that 3, we're multiplying base times height. So the fastest way to write that is to put it right there. So that's what my product problem would look like. Now again, I want to distribute it. So I'll use some different colors here. My rainbow 3 times x is going to be 3x. Now notice my only symbol I'm going to have is my operation symbol of addition. And then I have to distribute the 3 onto that side. So it's 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So that is what that problem should look like. Go ahead, go down to your next one or over to your next one and give that a try and then see how we do it. So our next problem is going to be, mine's a little hard to see there. We've got a 3 and a 2 on top and we've got an x on the side. My 3 and my 2 would be my base, my x would be my height. Go ahead and give this problem a try, finding the product for it. And then once you found the product, use the distributive property to find the sum. All right, hopefully you've gotten that done. And if I am doing my product, I'm going to put the plus in up here. And I know that 3 plus 2 is my base. And x is my height. So I'm going to put the x right here. And now I've got my product and I need to find the sum. So we're going to do our rainbow method again. We're going to distribute the x throughout. So it's going to be x times 3, and we're going to shortcut it and call it 3x because that's what I have is 3 x's. My operational symbol is going to be my addition. And then we're going to distribute the x to the 2. And that will be 2x. So that would be my sum. And actually 2x and 3x are like terms, so you could combine them to get 5x. But they're asking for a sum, so I'd leave it. Go ahead, move on to your next problem. Slide 4. For this problem, we're again looking for our area. So we want to know the entire space in here. On top, we've got a and a 3, and on the side, we've got a 3. Go ahead and attempt this problem. See if you can find the product and then the sum. Hopefully you've been successful. Let's take a look and see if your answer is correct. I'm going to put a plus sign up here like usual. Now, I know that right here, I'm going to put that 3 because this 3, I'm going to end up multiplying it by. So I'm just going to put that to start off with. And then because my base is going to be in parentheses, that number next to parentheses means multiply, so that's where my product part comes from. And my entire length from here to here of my base, that entire thing, is worth a plus 3. So hopefully you have a plus 3. To distribute, we're going to do 3 times a and get 3a. We've got a plus. The plus stays there. That's what the sum is for. And I'm going to distribute the 3 over to this 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. So we're looking for 3a plus 9. That would be my sum. Go ahead and go on to slide 5. Give that one a try. So slide 5 looks a little bit different. Let's see how we did. Slide 5, I'm going to put my plus in. Hopefully you got this one correct. And my height is going to be 3, so I'm going to put that down right away. And then I'm going to have a plus b. We're using 2 variables this time, but I still use the formula of area is equal to base times height, or bh. Okay, now I'm going to distribute this. 3, I'm going to rainbow. 3 times a is 3a. My sum keeps my operational symbol of the adding symbol. And let's do green this time. We're going to distribute 3 over to b plus 3b. 3a plus 3b. Go ahead to your next slide. Slide 6. Give slide 6 a try. If you've noticed, we're pretty much doing the exact same thing over and over. We're looking for the area of the entire model. We want the product and sum of it. Go ahead and give it a try and hopefully be able to get it right. And we'll take a look and see what the correct answer is here in just a second. Going to put my, I can use that, I guess. My plus symbol there. And I know I'm going to have a 3 again at the beginning. Actually, I'm going to use color black. Put 3 at the beginning. I've got my parentheses. They look a little bit different this time. But I'm still going from here to here. So I know that is A plus 3B. Okay, now I'm going to distribute that. 3 times A is 3A. Put my addition symbol. And now it's 3 times 3B. So 3 times 3 is 9B. Hopefully my colors have been helpful for you. Go ahead and move on to number 7. Now for slide 7, what I'm actually going to have you do is I'm going to have you, I'm not sure why that keeps showing up, but I'm going to have you take this problem right here, and I would like you to practice distributing it. I'm hoping that you were able to distribute it. Let's take a look. It's not super easy to see, but 3 times K is 3K. And this time we've got subtraction. So I'm just going to move my subtraction symbol down there. And then we do 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So my answer would be 3K minus 6. Go ahead and move to your next slide. This slide is a little bit different. So this slide, I'm not going to give you a question about. I'm actually just going to walk through this slide. So in this case, what we are trying to get you to understand is we are going from, not a sum, a difference in this point, but I want to go backwards to a product. So what I'm going to be doing is taking 20 minus 5W and working backwards from a distributive point of view. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of build it a little bit backwards. So we're trying to fill in these blanks. Blank, parentheses, here, let me do this. Blank, parentheses, so in other words, something times a number minus another number. That is what we have down here with the product. So I know that sounds a little strange, but basically what I'm saying is, what's a number that can go into 20 and into 5? Well, if I think about it, the only 2 numbers that work are 1 and 5. It has to be able to go into both. You always want the biggest. So how many 5s can go into 5? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take that 5 and we're going to undistribute it. So if I take this 20, I'm going to do that. And how many 5s go into 20? Well, the 5 is going to go on the outside. I should actually probably do a different color, I suppose. 5 is going to go out here because we're distributing the 5. 5 times what gives me 20? Well, 5 times 4 gives me 20. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to undistribute that 5W. We know the W is going to be here. Okay, so that's going to stay. 5 times what? So I'm looking 5 times what would give me the 5? Well, 5 times 1 gives me 5. And you can actually write this as 5, 4 minus W, because there's only one W, like that. Now, if I wanted to check if I'm right, I can look. 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 times W is 5W. So we're going backwards. So go ahead and fill that in over here. That's what they're doing when they go backwards. And I know that one's a little bit more confusing. Let's take a look at slide 9. So on slide 9, what you're going to be doing is trying to find each of these. So I've broken it down into A. You're going from a product and you're distributing it, and then you'll put it here. B, you're going backwards. So you're looking for the product. C, you're going backwards. We're not even going to do D. So let me just do this. We're going to cross off D. I don't find that one very fair. And we're not going to do F either, because that's not real fair to put those in there. So we're going to do A, B, C, and E. Those are the ones we're going to do. I will have each of these problems set up for you to be able to go through and do. Hopefully be able to get them correct. So the first one, go ahead and take a look, see if you can solve it, and we'll see how you do on those. Now go ahead and move on to your next slide. My last couple of slides, I should say. I'm actually going to have you skip this one. So you get to do this, just ignore it and keep on watching. And your final slide is, I want to check to see what you know. So you are going to be taking this. Remember, that's your product because we've got a number next to a parenthesis. So it means we're multiplying. So our main operation there is multiplication, so we're finding a product, and I want you to distribute it throughout and write in the blank what that answer or problem expression should be once it's distributed. Now that you're all done, go ahead and work on the practice, Desmos practice, actually log into Desmos practice 6.6.09.